What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about something totally different from what I usually talk about on my channel. And this has to do with privacy, but it also has to do with some of the things that are currently in the news when it comes to rap music. Now, if you guys didn't know, I'm a rap fan. I've been a rap fan for a long time. I only listen to stuff from like the early 2000s and just certain artists that are still actually putting out music. But every now and then I follow some of these new rappers and just seeing what's going on in the news when it comes to them. Where there's a what they call drill rapper out of Chicago by the name of FBG Duck that was killed a while ago. And it made headlines, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about if you follow, I guess, trending rap news. You probably have heard that they caught the people that actually killed him. And so I'm gonna tie this whole story into tech by talking about how the police departments are actually using social media in order to track down criminals. And it kind of ties to the whole privacy thing that I talk about, where I try to let you guys know that all these big tech companies are actually tracking pretty much everything you do on their websites and applications and services that you use. And I wanted to cover how these guys actually got caught just by giving you guys a high overview of what the police are using to track down criminals. So let me hop right over to the article that I want to show you guys. It's actually two articles that I want to show you guys, and pull out key parts of those articles just to show you guys what the police is actually doing when it comes to tracking people and trying to find criminals using facial recognition as well as social media. Okay, let me start off by showing you guys what this actual case is about and how it actually ties to what I'm going to show you guys. But it says 5 reputed gang members charged in RICO conspiracy that includes brazen fatal shooting of Chicago rapper FBG Duck. And then I want to scroll down to the indictment section just to show you guys what it says. It says the 11-page indictment until Wednesday alleged those charged are members of the Oblock gang, a violent faction of the Black Disciples that has publicly claimed responsibility for acts of violence and used social media and music to increase their criminal enterprise. And it says most of these charges were arrested early Wednesday in the area controlled by the gang, authorities said. The indictment marked the latest instance of gang violence linked to rap music in Chicago, a war waged largely online that has frustrated law enforcement as so-called diss tracks escalate quickly into a cycle of shootings and retaliation. So this tells you right there that, you know, according to the indictment, you know, a lot of what they gather is from social media sites. You know, it could be YouTube videos, it could be your Facebook account. You know, I know a lot of these guys use Twitter a lot, and Instagram, posting up pictures which has location information in it. So anything you do, you know, on these sites is tracked. And I don't think these people understand this, you know what I'm saying? I don't think these guys or rappers understand this stuff. And that's why I guess I'm doing this video. It's not to, you know, it's obviously not to help criminals, you know what I'm saying? But it just shows you that anything you do on these social media platforms is tracked in some form or fashion. Okay, cool. So let's switch over to how the police actually monitor social media to find crimes and track suspects. Now, I just wanted to kind of point out a few things on here, but they do have like some reports on how they use certain things. But it says police are scrolling through social media to find crime and check up on potential suspects, raising concern that surveillance is an increasingly online world, and monitoring public posts on platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is a common way police departments across the country collect information about individuals or specific types of activities. And then it says representatives of Michigan State Police and Detroit Police Department said officers manually search public posts and also feed social media posts to facial recognition algorithms that hunt for similarities between millions of faces collected in police databases. So this is coming directly from the Michigan State Police and Detroit Police Departments. And this article actually shows you some of the stats for both of those locations. So Michigan State Police in Detroit. But let's scroll down a little bit. It says, if your privacy settings are set to public, bet on law enforcement being able to access your profile. And that's 100% true. Most people don't, look at their privacy settings on these sites, and then they just go on and let these social media sites just do whatever they want with whatever you post online. And there are some privacy settings on there that you can, specify that you don't want turned on. For instance, like location services or something. People really don't need to know the exact location where you took this picture, even though you can easily find it using certain tools, but you don't want to just give it to, people. And I'm talking about people that's not doing criminal activity. You know what I'm saying? You still want to protect yourself online, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard that old saying, if I'm not doing anything wrong, why should I worry about being private? I mean, you should, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a God-given right, you know what I'm saying? You have the right to privacy, you know what I'm saying? And I know online it's very tough to protect your privacy, especially since a lot of this stuff is online now, or a lot of things that we do is mostly online, and we have that tracking device that we all have, which is called a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to protect your privacy, but there are some things you could do to protect your privacy at least a little bit, and especially when it comes to these social media sites. They have privacy settings, even though they can actually turn it back on when they do like an update to the application on your phone or something. You want to go through and make sure that all the privacy settings are on it if you want to use social media. But just like it's saying in this article, turn off location sharing, as well as it says restricting which friends can tag you in photos and limiting the amount of personal information shared on your profile. And another thing, earlier in this article, it talked about how they're running pictures against using facial recognition algorithms against police records. And obviously they're not gonna find you if you're not in the police records, if you've never been in trouble in any way. But if you have been in trouble, they can use all your photos because you publicly posted them online to run them against whatever they have in their own databases using these algorithms. And then right here it says Shabita, and I don't want to mess up her last name, director of the University of Michigan Science, Technology and Public Policy Program, said lawmakers should also take steps to protect the public's right to privacy by regulating online surveillance. And then it says, I tend to think that policy actions is the way to go because we are increasingly living our lives online, she said. The person who says, no, I don't want you to put a picture of me on Facebook, becomes the one who appears increasingly out of step, and that affects our social relationships. Now, this is one of the points I wanted to show you guys, and this is all about the Detroit right there. So let me open this up. But it says Detroit facial recognition weekly report. So they actually running reports, on social media information. You know what I'm saying? They're getting results right here. So I just wanted to show you guys that these guys or these law enforcement organizations are running your photos against facial recognition, software. And it says a July report to Detroit's Board of Police Commissioners showed social media photos were used in 35% of facial recognition investigations this year. The images were used to search for matches in a DPD database and identify possible suspects. So that's just letting you know, man. I mean, by you putting your information out there, you can have because this stuff is not perfect. That's another thing. This facial recognition software is not perfect, and you can get mistaken for a suspect, because they're running this thing against, using some software that someone created. You know what I'm saying? It's not 100% perfect, but they using this anyway. You know what I'm saying? That might be a problem as well. You know, I think that is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because this stuff is not perfect, and I don't agree with them actually doing that, because I mean, what they always say back in the day, you know, everybody has a twin somewhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? If they start linking all these databases together with social media photos and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, you can potentially have some issues, you know, in the future when it comes to facial recognition, as well as the software that they're actually using. And I know they constantly improving and stuff and trying to, you know, make it better, but I don't really want my information ran through something like this. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. But then it says Detroit police monitors social media feeds under the guidelines of department policy. Collecting information for public accounts doesn't require authorization from supervisors, but police do need approval to use an online alias to interact with people. So that's crazy right there. They're actually on here using aliases. You know what I'm saying? They can't just directly, or they're authorized to, you know, use an alias. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how in the movies they always say, like, you have to answer if you're a cop or something like that. You know, they don't really have to do that. I guess they could just talk using that alias. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it says DPD did not respond to questions about how social media images are used and whether social media photos are retained in this database. And that's another thing. We don't know how long, you know, these photos are being in their database. You know, they may keep it in there forever. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I wouldn't want my information there. But it says research from the International Association of Chiefs of Police and Urban Institute found social media is growing rapidly. A 2016 survey of 539 departments found 70% use social media to gather intelligence, and 59% contacted a social media company to obtain information to use as evidence. And that's another thing. You don't really have no expectation of privacy when you're using these social media sites, because law enforcement can actually come in and request the information, you know, especially if they're doing an investigation. And then we all know those 3-letter agencies are out there collecting this information as well at the end of the day. But right here it says civil rights group worry that implications of social media monitoring can disproportionately used against minorities, activities, and young people. And that's another issue right there that I definitely agree with. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it could be used, you know, in the wrong way. But it says a 2013 report by the U.S. Department of Justice recommend police departments create strategies to monitor social media, track communications about protests, create an online alias to covertly obtain information. At the time, the DOJ acknowledged police commonly use social media for investigations. So they have been using it, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that they're going to continue doing, and it's going to get more and more used in the future. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I did want to read was, it says facial recognition technology also remains controversial because of flawed algorithms sometimes misidentify people with darker skin. So facial recognition software caused the wrongful arrest of at least 2 black men in Michigan. So that's one of those important issues I was talking about when it comes to the algorithms and how it's not the best yet, you know what I'm saying, especially with identifying, you know, people of darker skin like me, you know what I'm saying. But just to read this last thing, it says critics argue that collecting the faces of millions of Americans, including many who didn't commit crimes, opens more people up to being misidentified. However, law enforcement group says facial recognition technology is a valuable crime fighting tool when used correctly. And just to show you guys a little more, it says the Michigan State Police maintains a database with 55 million images, which local police can also access when trying to find suspects. So that's how the police are actually finding all these people, especially people that put everything they do on social media. You know what I'm saying? And I say this again, I'm in no way trying to help criminals. If you did something wrong, you should go to jail, you know, at the end of the day. So I don't support, you know, criminality and all that stuff, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I still want to value people's privacy, or I still want people to understand how to value their privacy by making changes to their social media site. And I'll do a video, you know, in the future showing people how to actually somewhat protect their privacy online while using some of these social media accounts. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, go down and leave a comment down below. Drop a comment and let me know what you think about this article and about this format of me doing videos like this. I really like conversating with you guys in the comments, so go down and kick up a conversation down in the comments, because some of these issues dealing with privacy are very important, and I think opening the lane of conversation can benefit us all. So I hope you guys have a good night and keep it techie.